And welcome back here to the Gillette Game Plan coming live here from Pizza Ranch. Chase the Horseman Horsley here, alongside with Zach Meyer today, as he is getting to join with us here for Thunder Basin's coaches show starting off. And we're rocking with all coaches today because it is homecoming week for Thunder Basin this week. And first off, Zach, what does homecoming mean to you? I mean, just as a coach.
Is such a big part of the homecoming festivities. I always thought that kind of kicked off the dance, and um, you go out there and put up a good win. It just makes the whole weekend better. Lets the kids have a little more fun during that homecoming dance. So
Yeah, during that, the homecoming dance is always something that's a little crazy sometimes.
oh yeah.
What was the craziest memory you've ever had for your homecoming?
Oh, I don't know about that too much. I don't have a great memory, I guess, of back then. But I think probably most of my homecoming stuff revolves around the football field.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends getting nominated as a king, and then kissing his would would be his girlfriend at the time, and now they're married. So
That's awesome.
in front of 1,000 people, and so
I was hoping you were gonna say he kissed his girlfriend and not you kissed, because
Not
for a second it got a little dicey for a second. But well, coach, I mean, you guys come in after a rough, not really a rough game, but it was a game that you guys really wanted back. Let's talk a little bit about Cheyenne Central. Give me some of your thoughts about kind of what went down against the Indians this past weekend.
yeah, as a coaching staff, we kind of talked about this on Saturday, and Coach Teeter and I were just talking about it a couple seconds ago. It felt like it came down to just a couple plays here and there. They had a huge play on I think it was third or fourth down, through a go ball, and the kid made a fantastic catch, came down with it in the end zone, right? Another 3rd and 10, we were about to get them off the field. Heck of a throw by their quarterback. They caught it, got to keep the drive alive, ended up scoring. And then we had a crucial situation where we had a miscommunication between our quarterback and our offensive line on a 4th down, and we turned it over. And so, in my opinion, it came down to those 3 plays, and they made game-winning plays, and we just couldn't make up for that at the end of the day.
How big was it that your team was able to go tick for tack in that first half? I mean, getting that touchdown right there at the very end, Hudson just literally bombing it down to Brewer and just making the catch, able to get into the end zone off one play. How big was that heading into halftime being tied?
Yeah, that's huge. I think we've had other games in the past where at halftime we have a little bit of a lapse. You look at the Sheridan game, you take away the last 5 minutes of the first half, and we're right there with Sheridan, right? With East, we gave up a touchdown at the very end of the half as well. And that's huge for momentum purposes. We could have gone up 21-7, and instead we're up tied up 14-14. Here, we were able to do the opposite thing, and Hadley made a great throw. Brewer ran down, made a nice catch, make sure he got into the end zone. When you can put up a touchdown with 36 seconds left on the clock,
That's pretty impressive.
yeah, you're doing something right,
Yeah.
right? And so we definitely had great moments in that game. I'm super proud of our guys for fighting it. When we got that to happen, I thought, man, we've got the momentum. We come out and get a stop. And we're going to be just fine. And then things just didn't unfold quite like we did. But what I love about this group is they never stop fighting. We've had groups in the past where maybe a little bit, but these guys, they're gonna fight until every single second is dripped off that clock, and I love that about this group.
You know what the kind of cool part here is, Hadley Hudson. I mean, obviously we talk about his passing game. He's now thrown it two almost 300-yard games. He threw 298 back against Sheridan. Then he also threw 295 here against Central, which when I was talking with Keith Kelly, who was obviously calling for the Central Indians, also Wyoming Cowboys announcer as well, and I was talking with him, he said he had him around 303 yards, so just a little under, but for him to be able to get these many yards and for him to really kind of focus on a passing attack for this team, how big is that?
Yeah, kudos to Hadley. He has worked his tail off for the last 4 years. He came in as a fullback actually, and converted to quarterback. And I couldn't be more proud of that kid, man. He's worked his tail off for 4 straight years. He understands our offense. He's obviously a great athlete. Look at his rushing numbers too. What's really impressive about this last week is they were committing 7-8 guys to the pass game. And Hadley was still able to make the reads, and our wide receivers did a great job of finding space, and our O-line did a really good job up until that last series of blocking for him too. Kudos to our O-line for sure. I thought they played really well this last week.
When you kind of look at this team, Central was one of those, and we talked with Pacula about it. It was Central likes to force penalties, and that was one thing that I thought was going to be a really big difference maker in that game. And it kind of felt like no team really gave up a lot of penalties in this one.
Yeah, I think we both played pretty clean football. There wasn't anything big. I know that on one drive, I think we had 3 holding calls on one drive, which obviously can't have that happen. But you know what? Our guys did a great job of overcoming that. I think we overcame 3 first and 20s
Wow.
on holdings to go down and score, and that's a testament of their fight. We have a lot of fight where we would obviously love not to have to go through that adversity. Make it easy on ourselves. We don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, but at the end of the day, when you're able to do that, it shows something. It shows that we're not going to go down easy. It shows that we can overcome some bumps in the road. So, yeah, proud of that, but we do need to clean it up a little bit.
When we talk offense, and obviously you guys are first in passing, it makes sense with 1,239 yards. Pretty crazy and impressive in that. First in offense with 1,842 yards above Cheyenne East. But when it comes to the rushing game, it kind of feels like that's where everything is starting to kind of take a toll. And it feels like when you can't run the ball quite a bit, then those play action passes don't work. The screens don't work in that situation. What have you guys done to try to keep running the football? Because it's one of those things. You're in Wyoming, people run the football, and that's what people expect you to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And everything. I think the old school saying is you have to run the ball to set up the pass,
Right.
right? I don't believe that's true anymore. I think that anymore, honestly, and I know this, we're in Wyoming, you got to be able to run the ball in November, but you got to throw the ball in order to set up the run a lot of the times these days. And,
Mhm.
I think that we've done a good job of that. Last week we got put in a lot of weird situations where, again, it was first and 20 or we're down by 2 touchdowns. So we probably threw the ball a little bit more than we wanted to. We have 2 great running backs in Xander Coombe and Jacob Whiff. And so,
Yes.
if teams want to start bailing their linebackers out, playing 7 in the pass, we've got to take advantage and hand the ball off to those guys and trust our offensive line and let them go to work. Yeah.
There was a couple big plays that it was third down and long, and then all of a sudden you guys were able to get those first downs after kind of working back from it. When you're able to go through and get those, third down, 14s, 15s, all that, and you're able to get a first down, is that a big momentum booster, especially as a team, or is that just like, oh, hey, that's our job. We got to get it done. Now we got to get into the end zone?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's one of those things where it's like, stop shooting ourselves in the foot so we don't have to be in these situations.
Right.
But I also know, like, as a defense, that's a pretty big backbreaker.
Hmm.
You've got them 3rd and 15, and you're thinking, all right, one more stop, we're off the field, and you're able to pick it up either on the ground or a nice throw across the middle or whatever it might be. And yeah, absolutely, that keeps the momentum going. And I like what it does to the defense. Once you get them down, now you can increase your momentum a little bit,
Right.
and get going. And yeah, especially if it ends up in a score. That's
Yeah.
at the end. I think. You mentioned us as far as yards are concerned, doing pretty good. We got to find a way to score a couple more points. I think that if you look at it, East is first in points by about 14 a game, if
Hmm.
I remember right. So yeah, I love our yards. I love what we've been doing. We've been able to move the ball on everybody, but we got to find a way to get in the end zone a couple more times.
And one of the big things is trying to finish. It kind of feels like first half, if it's an ending of a first half football game, you guys win it 99% of the time. But when it comes to that second half, it just kind of feels like it kind of is it's not a lackluster, but it just kind of feels like things kind of fall off and not the way that you want to. What are some ways that you can fix those second half, mistakes, jitters in those situations?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we just got to make sure that we're when we get tired, second half fatigue starts to wear in, right?
Hmm.
And fatigue makes cowards of us all, as a
Right.
great man once said. But we got to find a way just to play disciplined football. You don't need to do anything crazy. You don't need to do anything more than your job. Um, but your job matters, and your job executed to the highest level matters. And I don't care if there's 30 seconds left on the clock. You still got to execute your job to the highest
Right.
level.
Absolutely.
And we just got to keep preaching that. We're working that. Situational football. We worked a third down series today at practice. We'll do some more situational stuff, where we've just got to engrave into our kids, like, guys, like, the last 2 minutes, this is huge. If they go score and then they get the ball half, that could be a 14-point swing.
Right.
But if we can do the opposite to them, that's great for us. Now we have the momentum going in the second half. So, I think we got to do a better job of making sure that we're disciplined when we're tired. And, a little bit of it is just, um, I don't want to say luck, but it's just a matter of we got to have one guy make a play
Right.
or on either side of the ball. If one guy makes a play, like I said, I feel like the Central game came down to 3 plays really, and we were just on the wrong end of all three of those plays. So, finding a way to just play more disciplined football when we're tired, I would say.
Well, Coach, we're going to get to a break coming up here in a moment, but real fast, tell us who we're about to get to talk to, your coaches, your coworkers, however you want to put it as maybe your friends. Who do we have with you?
So Coach Steele will come up. He's our DB's coach, works with our defense, so he'll be your defensive guru. If you want to talk defense, talk to him. And then we got Coach Teeter, who is our running backs coach, handling Whiff and Coombe, who are, again, 2 great backs for us. And, so it'll be exciting. Good to have those guys' opinions on some stuff. So
awesome. Well, we'll be right back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan live here at Pizza Ranch. You get 1000 West 2nd Street here in Gillette. You give them a call, 307-696-8290. Also go to pizzaranch.com. They've got chicken, they've got pizza, they've even got mac and cheese pizza, which is 100% approved. So make sure you go out and try that. Also, cactus bread as well, and then also the chocolate chip cookie pizza thing. Have you ever had that?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good,
Yeah,
isn't
put a
it?
little ice cream on it.
Oh, hey, you're rocking my style, rocking my style. We'll be right back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan. We'll be back after this.
When it comes to purchasing a new or pre-owned vehicle, White's Frontier Motors makes buying locally easy. Their lot is filled with only the best new Chevy and GMC vehicles. Or are you looking for pre-owned? White's Frontier Motors has you covered. They have a vehicle for every budget. Stop by 444 Skyline Drive or browse their inventory at whitesfrontier.com. Don't forget their $1,000 price match guarantee. White's Frontier Motors, proud supporter of our local businesses, students, and athletes. 682-8851. Fisher Sand and Gravel has you covered for all your projects from large to small, commercial and residential, with 2 locations, the State Line Quarry in Beulah and the Newcastle Quarry. Competitive pricing serving the area with over 50 years, with great product, knowledge, and service. Call them at 605-642-5760 and see them online at FisherIND.com.
Score big this fall with BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging. Our state-of-the-art X-ray and MRI scans deliver crystal clear results faster than a quarterback sneak. With timely scheduling, we'll get you in and out with ease. Trust our expert team to keep you in the game with precise, detailed images and compassionate care. Visit blackrockmri.com or call 682-8228 to schedule your appointment today. BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging, your health, our precision.
At TCRI Energy Services, we know success starts with setting goals and working hard to reach them. That's why we're proud to support the athletes of Campbell County as they chase their dreams this season. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, dedication and teamwork make all the difference. From all of us at TCRI Energy Services, good luck, athletes. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and remember, every goal achieved is a step towards success.
Need a quick snack or drink while you refuel? Let's check it out. Welcome to Shell Food Mart, your convenience stop for fuel and food. Our employees don't just work here. They genuinely care about you and your needs. From finding the perfect product to giving helpful advice, our team goes the extra mile every single day. Looking for something tasty? Check out our favorite snacks and cold drinks. Experience quick and easy checkout. Let's get you on your way. Shell Food Mart, where you'll find great food and friendly service.
Listen up, folks. It's Kelly from TNT Guns and Ammo, where we've got more gear than a tackle box at a fishing convention. Oh, wait, we're not a fishing store. But whether you're prepping for hunting season or just like the smell of gunpowder in the morning, we've got you covered. Guns, ammo, reloading equipment, you bet. And don't forget our shooting range. It's open to the public and a perfect place to dial in before your big hunt. So grab your buddies, your boots, and your best aim and come see us today at TNT Guns and Ammo. We're 5 miles east of Wyandotte on Highway 51, and we're worth the drive.
Looking for your dream home or the perfect commercial space? Are you considering selling? At Signature Real Estate Group, we've got you covered. Visit us at 1211 South Douglas Highway, Suite 90 for personalized service and expert guidance. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, our experienced team is here to make your real estate journey smooth, successful, and guide you every step of the way. Call us today at 307-670-9222 and let us help you find the perfect place to call home. Signature Real Estate Group, faith, family, and real estate.
Looking for exceptional dental care? Powder River Dental is here for you. We are a dedicated team that is committed to creating healthy, beautiful smiles. Whether it is a routine checkup, more involved dental treatments, Invisalign, or implants, our friendly professionals ensure you and your family leave with a smile. Visit us today and discover why Powder River Dental is a trusted choice in your community. Call us at 682-6655 or 682-6771 to schedule your appointment. Come visit the good guys and a gal where our patients are family.
Looking to control access to your property? Trust GateTech, your premier access control partner. With over 20 years of experience, GateTech offers custom-designed automated gates for sale or rent, backed by long-term service agreements. Whether it's industrial, commercial, or residential, we build systems that fit your needs and your budget. From simple remote entry to systems you can control from anywhere in the world, we've got you covered. Call 307-939-GATE or email gatetech@westernserviceswi.com.
Gate Tech, a great sponsor here of the Gillette Game Plan, also providing all of our equipment. We cannot do this without Gate Tech sponsoring the video stuff that we're able to do here. So big shout out to them. Once again, we're here at Pizza Ranch at 1000 West 2nd Street here in Gillette. Give them a call, 307-696-8290. You can also go to pizzaranch.com if you want to place an order there online. So coming out here, great buffet, great time to come out to Pizza Ranches. We're here with Coach Steele. And Coach, first off, what's your favorite type of pizza or food here at Pizza Ranch?
Oh, well, I'd have to say that the mac and cheese pizza, although I didn't grab a slice today, I do like that bacon chicken ranch as well.
Oh, the bacon chicken ranch is good. But the mac and cheese, that was my thing. And you know, I'm from Oklahoma, so it's Cece's Pizza, with the one that we had back in Oklahoma. I don't know if there's other places that have it or not, but it's kind of like Pizza Ranch a little bit. It doesn't have as good chicken. That chicken is so good here. I don't understand how, but it's just so good. But they had mac and cheese pizza, but they made it a little different. They put like the noodles and the mac and cheese like on top of it, not inside of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of different, but you know, it's really good. So I was really excited when I first got here and I saw all these places with mac and cheese pizza. I was like, I'm in heaven. I love mac and cheese pizza. It's one of my absolute favorite. What's the worst? What's the one topping on a pizza that should never be on a pizza?
Gotta go anchovies.
Anchovies?
I just feel like that's a weird trend that happened, and I don't know why anybody chose that, but
yeah,
just stick to cheese and meat.
Yeah, anchovies or sardines. Those are just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you would even put that in your gullet, you know?
You just don't need that.
No, you just don't need that in your life. Well, obviously, Coach, you are our defensive-minded coach. And first off, I mean, we've talked a lot of offense. Kind of want to throw in some defensive realm here. And it kind of feels like right now the coverage with passing and everything, or the coverage for passing and rushing the quarterback, a lot of things have kind of been going well. The one thing that's been kind of maybe an issue has been rush defense. What are some things that you guys have worked on to try to prepare next for Rock Springs, who, again, loves to run the football?
So our goal for Rock Springs is really, we just got to start winning first downs. We got to put the offense in a situation where they have to call a specific play to beat us. And right now, when we're losing on a first down and we're getting into second and short opportunities, the offense can pick whatever they want to run. And really, we just got to start playing as a unit. We can't allow big plays in the back end, and we can't allow big runs on first down.
You know, with those big runs, it kind of feels like it has just been left and right. I mean, it's just like you have a big third down at 15, and then here's the big run that's a first down. And I feel like a lot of that kind of happened against Sheridan. I mean, that was kind of some of the things that you guys had them, and then all of a sudden they just find the right blocks. They send Breck Reed, who goes out and just gets a nice first down.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of the offenses, what they'll do is they'll lull you to sleep on those runs, and then they'll hit you with a deep pass over the middle. And it's just kind of what happens if you don't consistently stop those runs on first down. But we've been working on it. We have guys with lots of effort going towards the ball, and you see spurts of it throughout the game. I mean, multiple times you'll see us get a 3 and out, but then we can't sustain that on the next drive. That's been a problem for us.
You know, and a lot of the guys that I keep seeing each and every time with all their effort, with Jacob Whip, one of those, I mean, obviously a great linebacker that's been pretty solid so far this season. I mean, does some running game too. What have you seen so far from his leadership this season, especially for this team?
Not only is he a vocal leader in the locker room, but he's just one of those dudes who leads by example. I mean, even on the offensive side of the ball, when he has the rock, he's trying to run people over. And he has that mentality on defense, and I think it's just contagious for that linebacking group.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's left and right. He made some really big plays against Central, and those big plays led into offensive points. It kind of felt like there was a lot of momentum, and then in that second half, it kind of felt like a lot of things, not just him, but kind of felt like things kind of faltered. What did you kind of see those same things, or was it kind of like, oh, hey, we're still playing our game, Central just kind of beat us out on
Well,
that?
and sometimes I really feel like it's the timing of when these offenses hit us. When teams score on us right before half, it puts us in a difficult situation. Luckily, our offense was able to bail us out on that end. But in reality, like, we just have to step up in those moments and get off the field. But the motto's got to be, we got to get off the field and on those end of quarter drives and allow our offense to get the ball back.
You know, someone that I was going to mention, but I couldn't remember his name, but Gage Robinson, it kind of feels like he's made a lot of big plays so far this season, and then also Cody Daniels and then Lane Albers, and then obviously Paxton Raythiel, which I saw him kind of get a little banged up. Is he good, or how do we know on that one?
He's doing well.
So he's doing good? Okay,
Yeah.
so because I saw him kind of in that Central game, he kind of got banged up for a second, had to come out for a moment, and I don't know if I ever watched him go back in or anything like that. So he should be
He's
good to
doing
play
well,
Rock
yeah.
Springs.
He'll be good.
Okay, perfect. Well, what have you seen so far from the D line? I mean, with Gage, with Cody, Lane, Paxton, throughout the season so far.
So, we asked these guys to do quite a bit. Our head coach, our D-line coach, Mike Daniel, he knows that those guys are going to have to sacrifice in the run. And when you play run-heavy teams, you're doing the dirty work. You're having to take on pullers. Sometimes you're getting eaten up by a double team, and you're going to have to ask your backer to fill on that. But they really do the dirty work, and I know it doesn't always show on the stats, but they're definitely out there working.
You know, one of the things that has been really been good has been special teams. Kind of feels like punts have been really good, but also you have a really good field goal kicker in Diego as well. Seeing him kick a lot of good kicks. Was there any time in that Central game that you guys were kind of like, oh, hey, we want Diego to kick this, especially when Central just got their 25-yard field goal?
Yeah, I mean, Diego's a guy we have a lot of trust in. But obviously, when you have a pretty high-powered offense, you trust putting the ball in Hadley's arm as well. So you can go with either, really. But Diego's an awesome kid. He works hard.
You know, it kind of feels like it's just one of those offensive side that just keeps moving and moving and moving. And you bring up, Xander Coombe, which we'll talk running backs coming up here in a minute with Coach Teeter. But safeties-wise, you have Hadley Hudson, Blake Edwards, and corners, you have Tavin Young, and then also Garrett Brewer. When you kind of look at those guys, most of those are your offensive guys. How much rest do you really even give them to get back out there to be able to make these stops?
I think the Central game was the first time I had all four of those guys out there since the beginning of the season, because we've been dealing with some injuries. So putting different guys out there, and I just honestly, when I look at that group, I have a lot of trust in them, and I know what they're capable of. And I look at our back end, and I know we can be very talented. It's just about getting off the field and making those big plays that Coach Meyer was talking about. Somebody has to make those plays, and we're inches away from them sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's like your defensive schemes without kind of giving those away? Like, not all your game plans, but what's kind of like the mindset when you go in as a coach and you're trying to get things set up? Obviously, now you're looked at film for Rock Springs. You realize who the key guys are. Who are some of those guys that maybe you're going to try to put more pressure on?
Oh, are you talking about for Rock Springs?
Yeah, for Rock Springs.
I don't have their names, but I noticed number 5 gets the ball quite a bit when you watch their film. Right, he's their guy who's going to tote the rock, and then number 33 out of the backfield, he's kind of their main guy catching the passes. So as a secondary, I'm going to key in a little bit on that, but we know they're a run-first team. So really what we've been emphasizing is getting dudes to the ball and just playing with aggression.
Yeah, playing with aggression and a lot of aggression. It kind of feels like. And I was trying to pull that name up real fast for you because he was a threat to Campbell County. Boston James is his name, number 5. He's had quite a bit of yards each and every rushing game and passing game. I mean, he had 184 rushing yards against Laramie, 125 against South. He had 68 against Camels and 65 against Natrona. So he has been stopped a few times, but he does have a lot of speed behind his behind him.
Yeah, if you give him a gap, he can take it all the way. So we just got to be disciplined and make sure guys are flying to the ball. You got nine guys there to make a tackle. When
you kind of look at this game, Rock Springs has momentum kind of going in their way. Obviously, they take down Cheyenne South 54-0, and now they're taking on you. You guys are at homecoming. Obviously, they want to come in and disrupt your homecoming. What do you guys have to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, sometimes you just got to ignore the outside noise. I know it's homecoming week, and I'm excited for the kids, but go out there and play football, right? You know what your assignment is. Seeing the kids come in over the weekend after a loss, it takes a toll on someone, but you get another opportunity at the end of the week. And so I think they're just excited to go out there and play again, and they know what kind of football to expect out of Rock Springs, hard-nosed, running right at you, and that's something I'm excited for.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we're going to get you one last question. It's not a football question, but it's one of my favorite ones. You probably have heard it if you watched the show, but you knew it was coming. What's your favorite pregame meal, pregame drink that you love to have? Maybe it's something that you rock with, and you got to have it for each and every game.
Yeah, so typically I run by a Subway, just get a sandwich, and then I get my Red Bull, and I get 2 of them, one for before our freshman game, and then after that I drink one up in the booth.
So we got to know what sandwich, because I guess it's not toenail sandwich or something like that. So we kind of need what's the go-to sub? Is it anything any day, or what are you kind of rocking with?
If I'm feeling hungry, chicken bacon ranch.
That's the go-to.
If not, I'm just going provolone and some ham.
Provolone and some ham. Have you ever had the Beast?
I've not had the Beast.
Oh my gosh, it's really good, but it's very filling. Like
okay.
I've had it a few times, and when I was working at my dad's store, it's a lot of meat.
Huh.
Definitely, if you're hungry, try that out.
I'll give that a check out. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, once again, we're here at Pizza Ranch. Come on by. You can get all your pizzas, and come get the famous mac and cheese pizza. Coach Steele will definitely attest that it's the best, right?
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. So come on out here to Pizza Ranch, 1000 West 2nd Street, right across from the dealership. I couldn't even think of the name. The truck dealership, and then also right close by the Rockpile Museum. So don't miss it out. Again, 1000 West 2nd Street here in Gillette, 307-696-8290 is the phone number. They close at 9:30 tonight, but we will be here until 8:40. And 7:30 here with Thunder Basin. We'll be back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan live here at Pizza Ranch.
When it comes to purchasing a new or pre-owned vehicle, White's Frontier Motors makes buying locally easy. Their lot is filled with only the best new Chevy and GMC vehicles. Or are you looking for pre-owned? White's Frontier Motors has you covered. They have a vehicle for every budget. Stop by 444 Skyline Drive or browse their inventory at whitesfrontier.com. Don't forget their $1,000 price match guarantee. White's Frontier Motors, proud supporter of our local businesses, students, and athletes. 682-8851.
Fisher Sand and Gravel has you covered for all your projects from large to small, commercial and residential, with 2 locations, the State Line Quarry in Beulah and the Newcastle Quarry. Competitive pricing serving the area with over 50 years, with great product, knowledge, and service. Call them at 605-642-5760 and see them online at FisherIND.com.
Score big this fall with BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging. Our state-of-the-art X-ray and MRI scans deliver crystal clear results faster than a quarterback sneak. With timely scheduling, we'll get you in and out with ease. Trust our expert team to keep you in the game with precise, detailed images and compassionate care. Visit blackrockmri.com or call 682-8228 to schedule your appointment today. BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging, your health, our precision.
At TCRI Energy Services, we know success starts with setting goals and working hard to reach them. That's why we're proud to support the athletes of Campbell County as they chase their dreams this season. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, dedication and teamwork make all the difference. From all of us at TCRI Energy Services, good luck, athletes. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and remember, every goal achieved is a step towards success.
Need a quick snack or drink while you refuel? Let's check it out. Welcome to Shell Food Mart, your convenient stop for fuel and food. Our employees don't just work here. They genuinely care about you and your needs. From finding the perfect product to giving helpful advice, our team goes the extra mile every single day. Looking for something tasty? Check out our favorite snacks and cold drinks. Experience quick and easy checkout. Let's get you on your way. Shell Food Mart, where you'll find great food and friendly service.
Listen up, folks. It's Kelly from TNT Guns and Ammo, where we've got more gear than a tackle box at a fishing convention. Oh, wait, we're not a fishing store. But whether you're prepping for hunting season or just like the smell of gunpowder in the morning, we've got you covered. Guns, ammo, reloading equipment, you bet. And don't forget our shooting range. It's open to the public and a perfect place to dial in before your big hunt. So grab your buddies, your boots, and your best aim and come see us today at TNT Guns and Ammo. We're 5 miles east of Wyandotte on Highway 51, and we're worth the drive.
Looking for your dream home or the perfect commercial space? Are you considering selling? At Signature Real Estate Group, we've got you covered. Visit us at 1211 South Douglas Highway, Suite 90 for personalized service and expert guidance. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, our experienced team is here to make your real estate journey smooth, successful, and guide you every step of the way. Call us today at 307-670-9222 and let us help you find the perfect place to call home. Signature Real Estate Group, faith, family, and real estate.
Looking for exceptional dental care? Powder River Dental is here for you. We are a dedicated team that is committed to creating healthy, beautiful smiles. Whether it is a routine checkup, more involved dental treatments, Invisalign, or implants, our friendly professionals ensure you and your family leave with a smile. Visit us today and discover why Powder River Dental is a trusted choice in your community. Call us at 682-6655 or 682-6771 to schedule your appointment. Come visit the good guys and a gal where our patients are family.
Looking to control access to your property? Trust GateTech, your premier access control partner. With over 20 years of experience, GateTech offers custom designed automated gates for sale or rent, backed by long-term service agreements. Whether it's industrial, commercial, or residential, we build systems that fit your needs and your budget. From simple remote entry to systems you can control from anywhere in the world, we've got you covered. Call 307-939-GATE or email gatetech@westernserviceswi.com.
Craving pizza, chicken, and all your favorites in one place? Round up the crew and head to Pizza Ranch. Dig into our legendary buffet, fresh pizzas, crispy chicken, hearty sides, and our famous cactus bread.
Hooray!
After you fill your plate, hit the Fun Zone Arcade, packed with games for all ages and loads of prizes. Great food, great fun, all in one place. That's the Pizza Ranch way. Pizza Ranch. Right on in, saddle up, eat well. 1000 West 2nd Street, next to Thunder Basin Ford.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, pumpkin spice, football, and stylish sweaters from Soulmates. Whether you're cheering at the game, watching from the comfort of your couch, or just out enjoying the change of colors, make sure you're dressed for the season with the latest fall fashions from Soulmates. Find your perfect look with warm, cozy styles that are just right for every event. Visit them at 222 South Gillette Avenue, downtown Gillette. Soulmates, where fall fashion kicks off and keeps you a step ahead all season long.
Save locally at Trends Furniture.
They give a better. And welcome back here with more at the Gillette Game Plan live here at Pizza Ranch, 1000 West 2nd Street here in Gillette. Coming out here, it's a great time. As right now we are switching gears, heading back to the offensive side of realm, heading to the running backs. And we've got Coach Teeter with us. And Coach, first off, I mean, we've got two really good running backs for Thunder Basin this year. I mean, with Sander Coombe being the first one we're going to kind of hitch the wagon to and talk about him. Kind of feels like a lot of his ways of one, he's more of kind of feels like a speed / kind of power back around there just a little bit.
Yeah. We're really blessed to have those two guys. Two guys that go out and give it a full effort every game. They are a little bit different, like you kind of said. Xander is kind of more of our speed guy, a little shiftier. We like to try to get him out in open space, get him on the edge, those kind of things. And then, as we've already mentioned before, and Coach Myron talked about a little bit with Jacob Whiff, he's more of the hit you in the mouth kind of dude. And not that he can't make dudes miss, and I tell him that all the time because he sometimes wants to seek out the contact when he has a chance to make a dude miss, and he can. But that's kind of his mentality of, football's a physical game, and he's going to take the physical part of it to you. So
kind of feels like you have a Derrick Henry, which which is Jacob Whiff, trying to run over guys, and then your speed back with maybe like a Kareem Hunt and Ollie Gordon. Who else would be a really good classification? I'm trying to think of all the running. Javonte Williams. That would be a really good one. He's figured things out for the Cowboys so far this year. So. I'm a Cowboys fan, so are you an NFL guy?
I am. I'm a Buccaneers guy.
You're a
it's kind of a weird
Buccaneers.
thing being a kid grew up in Idaho and lives in Wyoming, and he roots for a team from Florida. But
How did that work?
So that goes all the way back to when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I was primarily a defensive player, and my kind of friend group, most of us were defensive guys. I'm tiny high school, so we all played both sides of the ball, but we wanted to hang our hat on the defensive side and try to stop people. And so back then, that was the late 90s, early 2000s. So that was when Tampa was like the defense to
right,
be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek Brooks and Rondé Barber and Warren Sapp and all those guys. So all of us and our friends, that's who we wanted to be. And so I started watching them back then and just kind of stuck with it since. But
yeah, you took the full blown defensive route. Absolutely. So how are you feeling about the defensive lines for the Buccaneers now? Not so much.
Looking okay. A couple injuries early for them, and that's kind of made some holes there. But I think they'll get it figured out, hopefully. So
have you ever made it out to Raymond James Stadium?
I haven't. That's kind of a bucket list thing. One of these days, hopefully, we'll get out there. But
gonna go see the pirate ship.
Yeah,
that would be so cool.
That would be pretty
that
cool.
would be like, obviously, at one point I would love to go like call games in different stadiums. That would be definitely a bucket list item to go see. The pirate ship or call a game and be like, the ship has sailed or something like that. It'd be something kind of cool. But and it's always crazy how we become fans of certain teams because of one, how they play, or two, just because of the mascot.
Right. Yep.
I mean, it just kind of feels like that way, So who's your favorite player on Tampa?
That's a tough one. There's a lot of dudes. Probably right now you got to go with Baker. Just since he showed up, he kind of brought that toughness back that I think Tampa was lacking for a little while, because that's used to be what they hang their hat on, is they were that tough physical team, and usually on the defensive side. But once Baker Mayfield showed up, he kind of brought it to the offensive side. And it's like, hey, we're not going to, lay down for anybody. We'll go hit everybody in the mouth and try to play a little smash mouth football, and I think that's helped a lot. So,
all right, so honesty time. Did you really think Baker Mayfield was going to do what he's doing with the Bucs, or did you think he was going to come in and kind of just lay low?
I wasn't sure when he first signed. It was like I've seen moments when he had great success, but then you have that doubt in the back of your mind because all these other teams are kind of like, well, we're going to move on to this new guy. So there was a little trepidation there for sure about how it was going to pan out, but I think it's done really well for them down there. So
and then obviously Tom Brady getting the. So do you have a Tom Brady jersey yet?
Nope, I was like one of the big anti-Tom Brady guys.
Whoa, okay.
In Tampa, and then he won a Super Bowl down there, so now I can't really hate the guy anymore.
It's funny how that works. I don't like you, but you just won us a Super Bowl, so I like you now.
So now you're okay. You're okay.
You're okay. Do you like his commentating better than him?
I don't know. And to be fair to him, I'm not a big on most of the commentators.
Okay,
a lot of times I'll just be doing something around the house when I'm watching those football, and I'll just have it on my phone and not have the volume part on, and just watch the football, because I think
just watch the football.
They talk about some stuff on there. It's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, man, but.
I mean, I agree with that. It kind of feels like, it's always said that people are like, man, it kind of feels like TV is one of the hardest things to call, and I'm like, yeah, I will rain check you that any day of the week. I'm pretty sure radio is one of the toughest ones.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, paint a picture. Paint a picture right now with your voice. And they're like, oh. And the argument's over. But anyways, let's get back to more football here with Thunder Basin. Obviously, we talk rushing-wise. with Xander Coombe, Jacob Whiff being those backs that have always been the guys. I mean, but let's kick back a moment. You worked with a guy with Hadley Hudson for a bit because, he came in as a running back, as a fullback. What things have you seen from him in his development process to one going from a quarterback, but also still be working as a running back, kind of, because he still puts a lot of rushes around?
Sure. So that I think was, like Coach Meyer said, it's been really awesome to see the growth that kid's been able to do. Like when he came in as a freshman and we told him, hey, we don't really have a quarterback with this group. We need you to move over and kind of learn this and take over for us. And at first he was, a team guy and just, hey, I'll do whatever we need. If that's where we need me, I'm going to jump in and do it. I do remember very early on, there was a couple times and he's just like, man, can I come back to running back? This is a lot of stuff. And so, just trying to figure out, he's got to know what everybody's doing on every play. Whereas the running backs, you just got to know your job, but he's just picked up that ball and ran with it the whole time. And every year it gets better and better and better. And now, one of the best quarterbacks in the state, I think. So just super proud of that guy. So, and like we said, you talked earlier about, we've had some struggles running the ball, and a lot of our success in that, though, has been through Hadley, which is awesome. And so I'm just as happy when that guy breaks a big run as I am if Xander does or if Jacob does, just as long as our team is finding a way to succeed. And so I think he does a great job. He still makes me a little proud when he gets down there and he puts the ball away the right way and runs hard. So just an overall stud guy that just does whatever we ask him to do. So.
What are the conversations like with your running backs and, when you're trying to get them ready for a game? Is there anything specific that you say to them to kind of focus on certain things?
Most of the time, like we kind of have two big things we live by with our running backs at Thunder Basin. So the first one is that we really don't want to turn the ball over. So we preach that all the time. I talk to them about that all the time. We do drills all the time to try and that ball security stuff. Especially like when we've talked about our offense can do a lot, but our defense has kind of had some struggles here and there, and they're cleaning some stuff up, and we trust those guys to fix those things. But it really hurts us when we're giving the teams an extra possession. So like when we played Kelly Walsh, man, that's a team that if you give them an extra possession, you've wasted a whole quarter, right? With the way they run their offense. So that's a big deal. We take a lot of pride in not putting the ball on the ground and making sure we don't do that. And we've had a couple, unfortunately. 2 from Xander in the same game, and so he had a rough week at practice that week. Didn't like me a whole lot because I kept reminding him of that. That's one of those big things we push, and that he kind of had a rough day with that. And so that's the first thing really that I'm always preaching to him is ball control and making sure we're not putting the ball on the ground. And then the second one, and I think this is both those guys, is that we just want to go 100% every play, right? Like even if we make the wrong read or we're lined up in the wrong spot or something. And obviously we want to clean those things up, but we tell them no matter where they're at, they got to go 100%. And I think they both have done a really good job with that. And I think that it kind of goes back to at the start we were talking, they're kind of different, but I think they're both able to do what the other one does too. And I think that they get shortchanged there a little bit sometimes, that people look at Xander and go, oh, he's just the speed guy, and if they get him out, he's going to kill us, but he'll run a dude over. He doesn't care. He likes the contact too. And then same thing with Jacob. Like he's a big bruiser dude, and he likes the contact, but he's super athletic, man. And I think we've seen that a couple times on. He's like last time I looked at the stats, he's like 4th or 5th receiving wise in the state because he's got a couple screen passes and just made great plays, made dudes miss, ran through tackles, all that kind of stuff. So I think he gets a not a bad rap, I guess, but people kind of pigeonhole him down to just this power guy, and he's so much more. And I think Xander's same way, like. He can do anything you can need a running back to do.
What you would kind of phrase of what you guys kind of do best?
I think identity-wise, I think it really comes back to Hadley, and we know that he's a super talented player. We trust him to make the right decisions on a lot of plays, and so I think our offense kind of runs through him right now. And as talented as those running backs are, and I love those guys, and they work their butt off for me. But I think it kind of comes down to Hadley. So our offense is kind of built around him, he can sling it anywhere we need him to sling it, and then he can run it. And then we can get those other 2 some touches here and there and find different ways to get them. So I think that kind of I wouldn't say we're all passing, because I think that's what it kind of looks like stat-wise, and I know our rush totals aren't quite where we want them to be, but I think we have the ability to do any of those things. We just got to hit it at the right time. So timing, I think, is a lot of that, kind of like Coach Meyer said earlier. Like we've just sometimes getting caught in a bad spot where we have to call a certain play. But when we're clicking, I think we can do pretty much anything we want offensively that way and adapt to what we need to do. When we need to throw the ball, we're going to throw the ball, and we got a great quarterback that can do that. And if we need to buckle it down and run it, we can find a way to do that.
So besides Hadley, who is the other guy that's been a big leader on this Thunder Basin squad that's really kept their high hopes going and making sure that they're still playing football the way they're supposed to?
I think there's been a few of those guys, actually, which is really good. In the past, we've something that we kind of did different this year that Coach Pakula had us do is we've always only ran with 4 captains. For as long as I've been at Thunder Basin, we've had 4 captains. And he kind of opened that up and said, hey, what are the kids that are the kind of the leaders that do things the right way on and off the field? And as coaches, we kind of talked through that, and we ended up with, I think it was 8 or 9 captains total this year, which is way more than we've ever had. So that's a really good sign for us. And so there's a lot of those guys, whether they're leading on the field or the way they lead off. I think it's one of those dudes, and I think we talked about this earlier too, is Jacob Whiff. He's a really physical player, and he's at the start of the year, I think I've seen a huge difference from him in the start to where we are now with how much he's verbally leading our team. You know, like I think he's always kind of led with his play from day one there. But throughout the year, I think he's gained a little more confidence in being able to talk to those guys and being in front of dudes. And so he's taken a lot of that role, I think. And then, you know, we've got some really talented receivers. Garrett Brewer is another kid that's doing a good job. Tavin Young doing a good job leading. But the one that I've noticed, and probably because he's my guy, but is Jacob Whiff. He's come a long way in being that verbal leader guy and kind of the rah-rah guy getting us going. So I think he's done a great job with that.
So heading into Rock Springs, obviously homecoming, we've talked about, you know, distractions, festivities, all the things. What are 3 key things that you want to see your offense and your running backs able to do this week?
So I think we've been put an emphasis these last couple of days on that run game. So we look at stats just like everybody else does, and Coach Pakula is aware that we have this really hot team total, but it's we're still lacking in the run game, and we know we got to pick that up. So we're really working on that this week. So we want to see a bigger game from the rushing side of things for sure. That doesn't mean, you know, when the opportunity is there to throw it, we're not going to throw it around because we trust that kid back there too. So goal-wise, I'd say we want to have at least a couple explosive plays from our running back position. And again, that might not be a run like Whiff. When he catches some of those screen passes, they go down in the book as receiving yards. But to me, that's just as good as it's a 90-yard reception or whatever he had. That big long one against East, to me, that's the same as 90 rushing yards, really. It's just because we threw it 4 yards forward. It goes down as a pass play. But so I think we just need to see a couple explosive plays out of those guys that way, and then a little more consistency on our early downs when we run it. I think that'll be a big deal for us. Coach Steele talked about winning first down on defense, and then we need to do the same thing on offense. We need to try to win that first down, get us into second and third and manageable situations so that we have a little bit more freedom with our play calls. So like Coach Meyer was talking about earlier, sometimes in that central game we got through a penalty or through a play that didn't quite work. We ended up in these long situations that forces us to throw, and we're good at that, and we're not scared to do that. We're comfortable in that situation, but it'd be nice to be in a 2nd and 3 sometimes or 3rd and 3 sometimes where we can kind of open it up and look at everything. So
absolutely. Well, before we get you out of here, I'm going to hit you with the question, but what's your pregame meal, pregame drink? What do you have? What are you going to have for each and every game?
That's a tough one for me. So I know this probably going to rankle some coaches, but we have a lot of coaches seem like they're big superstition guys and have to have the same thing, and I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm not big on superstition, so mine just kind of changes on like whatever's going to be quick and easy to get me over there in time. So just I usually don't eat a lot. Usually just get something kind of light beforehand, and then just head over and get ready for the game. So I save the big eating stuff for afterwards. But
so what's the big meal afterwards? what are you eating afterwards? Eating 5 double cheeseburgers? What's you eating?
Like I said, it's not really a lockdown thing. It's whatever sounds good that day.
Just kind of whatever.
So
What's the thing that always sounds good in your mind that you're like, man, I wish I could just have that?
That's tough. I'm a big burger guy, so.
So I wasn't far
Yeah,
off on the
you
5
weren't-
double
Yeah,
cheeseburgers.
maybe cut it down to 2 when we're a little closer to where we're at. But yeah, I'm a big burger guy, so usually to just swing by somewhere that's quick and grab a burger, a little something like that, and get ready for the game. And then
Just get ready for the
see
game.
how we
Nothing
feel
to drink
afterwards.
either.
Wow, I'm the Coke Zero guy.
Coke Zero,
Me
okay.
and Coach Bakula, that's our bond there.
That's
We're
your
both
bond
Coke
there.
Zero guys.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for hopping on here with our Gillette Game Plan. We've got more coming your way. We're going to wrap things up with Coach Meyer right back here with more The Pizza Ranch.
When it comes to purchasing a new or pre-owned vehicle, White's Frontier Motors makes buying locally easy. Their lot is filled with only the best new Chevy and GMC vehicles. Or are you looking for pre-owned? White's Frontier Motors has you covered. They have a vehicle for every budget. Stop by 444 Skyline Drive or browse their inventory at whitesfrontier.com. Don't forget their $1,000 price match guarantee. White's Frontier Motors, proud supporter of our local businesses, students, and athletes. 682-8851.
Fisher Sand and Gravel has you covered for all your projects from large to small, commercial and residential, with 2 locations, the State Line Quarry in Beulah and the Newcastle Quarry. Competitive pricing serving the area with over 50 years, with great product, knowledge, and service. Call them at 605-642-5760 and see them online at FisherIND.com.
Score big this fall with BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging. Our state-of-the-art X-ray and MRI scans deliver crystal clear results faster than a quarterback sneak. With timely scheduling, we'll get you in and out with ease. Trust our expert team to keep you in the game with precise, detailed images and compassionate care. Visit blackrockmri.com or call 682-8228 to schedule your appointment today. BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging, your health, our precision.
At TCRI Energy Services, we know success starts with setting goals and working hard to reach them. That's why we're proud to support the athletes of Campbell County as they chase their dreams this season. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, dedication and teamwork make all the difference. From all of us at TCRI Energy Services, good luck, athletes. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and remember, every goal achieved is a step towards success.
Need a quick snack or drink while you refuel? Let's check it out. Welcome to Shell Food Mart, your convenience stop for fuel and food. Our employees don't just work here. They genuinely care about you and your needs. From finding the perfect product to giving helpful advice, our team goes the extra mile every single day. Looking for something tasty? Check out our favorite snacks and cold drinks. Experience quick and easy checkout. Let's get you on your way. Shell Food Mart, where you'll find great food and friendly service.
And welcome back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan. Let's finish wrapping things up here with our Thunder Basin Coaches Show. And back here with Coach Meyer. And Coach, you heard a lot from your other coaches about the defense, running back situations, about what you guys have been doing well, what you haven't been doing so well. I mean, what are some things that you kind of picked up that are some big key things that you guys are going to try to work on this week?
Sure. I think just attention to detail, discipline. We talked about when we get tired, some of that discipline can fade a little bit. Maybe trying to put guys in different situations so they don't have to play as many reps. Keep them a little fresher, rely on some different guys to give us minutes. But I think that the biggest thing is attention to detail on every single play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long game. There's going to be a lot of reps. But typically the team that's more physical, more disciplined, and has the greatest attention to detail wins the game.
When you kind of look at Rock Springs coming up, homecoming, we've talked distractions, back to, the homecoming dance, all the different festivities going on. You had the parade yesterday, volleyball tournament, or your volleyball game going on today. When you look at all those distractions, how hard is it going to be to wrangle all the guys, be like, all right, guys, it is time to play some football and time to win our homecoming?
Yeah, it's one of those things as a coach, it's you do your best, but at the end of the day, they're teenage kids and it is a different week. And so you're at the mercy of saying, guys, we got to get this thing going and hoping they're ready for it, you know, because there are a lot of distractions this week, you know, the parade. So, and we had a JV game yesterday. You're right. The volleyball game tonight. So we're asking our kids, we're making sure we're going and supporting those volleyball girls. Hopefully they're winning right now.
Yeah, I was hoping I could get a score update or something checking on that, but yeah.
Maybe one of these coaches over here can do that for us.
Yeah,
real quick, see if we get a score update
maybe
for
we
volleyball.
could see on that, but
But-
Had I known that it was tonight, I might have actually switched the show and put you guys on Wednesday, and then I would have been out there calling that game. But last minute switches. But
Sure. Yeah. So you know, it's one of those things. We've got to be adaptable. It's like everything else in life. You got to find a way to be adaptable and flexible. And hopefully, as a coaching staff, we have you know, put that on our kids, and they understand. You know, even though it's a weird week, we still got to come out. And we got a quality opponent on Friday night that we got to take care of. So
yeah, no, and you know, we talked about Boston James, who is going to be one of those big guys who he has rushing yards, he has receiving yards, but it kind of feels like a lot of the projects go with him, and that was one of the things when I was talking with the Rock Springs broadcasters previously. When I was there, they were basically like, yeah, no, like the offense pretty much runs through the quarterback and Boston James. That's kind of how things run through. And that's kind of how it felt. When you kind of look at that, how hard is it not to overlook some of the other players? Because that's kind of when also some big plays end up start happening.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. That's the thing you got to be careful of. If you're focusing on one guy too much, you leave yourself up to some counters or some shots over the top, things like that. And you know, credit to Boston. Boston James is a fantastic football player. You know, on any team, he's going to be a very good kid. So you have to respect him. You have to understand what he's going to do. But again, it goes back to that discipline thing, right, that we just talked about. And, you know, backside backer, guys going away from him, step up in your hole. You don't need to chase him. That's not your job. We got other guys there. And so just being disciplined, but at the same time understanding who they want to get the ball to.
Right.
But everybody do their job and we'll be okay.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a look at the standings real fast. This is kind of what's been going on here is taking a look. Campbell County and Sheridan, obviously, 5-0 in that spot. Cheyenne sitting in third with Central as well, both 4-1. It kind of feels like everything's coming down to the wire. And, you know, last game against Central, it kind of felt like that was a big one, too, because that could have been a situation. You guys win that one. That kind of puts in a playoff perspective, maybe even hosting at some point. When you kind of look at this and you kind of look at maybe playoff, because playoff race is coming up here very quickly as we get into week 5 football, what are some things that kind of need to get done?
We just got to find a way to hit our stride on both sides of the ball. I think I still believe in our kids. I still believe in our program. You know, would we like to have a better record? Yeah, absolutely. Do we think that maybe a couple got away? Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we just didn't make enough plays. And so we have no one to blame but ourselves. But, you know, rolling into playoffs, if we can build some momentum, get our defense clicking, our offense clicking a little bit better. You know, we've played with every team out there.
Yeah.
You know, and there was 5 minutes of bad football against Sheridan. There was maybe 7-8 minutes bad football against the East. And credit to those teams. Those are two very, very good football teams. But I think we understand that we're right there, but we got to do something to turn the edge. And, you know, again, attention to detail, disciplined football, playing hard. And, you know, if we can do that and we can focus up over the next 4 weeks, I think we'll give ourselves a shot at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we're not going to let you get out of here without telling us your favorite pregame and pregame drink as well, too.
Yeah, so Coach Steele and I coach the freshman football team together. And so I think ours is pretty similar, to be honest with you. I go for the Monsters, though, instead of the Red Bulls.
Okay.
Low carb, obviously. Got to hit them with the low carb. I usually get 2 of them, and then, you know, shout out to my wife. I know she's watching right now. She usually brings me Subway after the freshman game, and so I usually get a steak wrap. She brings it to me real quick. I shove it down my face as fast as I can because, you know, I usually don't have more than 5 minutes by the time the freshman game ends and we have.
And then they're getting into the varsity game. Yeah.
So that can be kind of crazy. So yeah, big shout out to her taking care of me on those nights. So.
Yeah, and I like how you went ahead and added the steak wrap in there because I knew you knew I was going to ask you that. Hey, it's attention to detail. It's one of my professors said back when I was at Oklahoma State. It's Professor Ray Murray. He always talked about us when we're writing writing an article. Things you got to have attention to detail. So whenever you say, "Oh, he was injured," what was injured, his
Yeah.
left elbow, right elbow, that type of stuff. So what'd you eat for a sandwich? Well, I had this, this, and this. So attention to detail,
That's right. And again, it goes with the theme of what we've been talking about tonight: attention to detail, discipline.
Exactly.
These things matter.
It absolutely does. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time for joining us here for the Gillette Game Plan. Well, head coach Trent Pacula will be back next week. But real fast, any injury updates, things like that? Anything all good in the hood for that, or what's kind of looking out for here for homecoming?
Yeah, we had a couple guys just go down at practice today. I don't have any new information for you. Hopefully they're doing okay. Coach P is with them right now. That's why he couldn't be here. So just prayers for him, and hopefully everything will turn out okay.
Absolutely. So send thoughts and prayers. I know Basin Sports Network is sending all the thoughts and prayers out there. But if you can also, if you're watching, prayers, thoughts, all the things for these young men. So hopefully they'll be back out onto the football field this Friday night. So we'll see you guys next time. We've got more of the Gillette Game Plan coming your way. This is the ending of our Thunder Basin Bolt Coaches Show, again live here at Pizza Ranch here on The Legend 106.7 The Legend. You can also tune in to all the football games on basinsradio.com. Also go to YouTube at Basin Sports Network. You can watch live on there as well. This has been Chase Horsley, the Horseman, alongside here with Coach Meyer. We will see you guys next time here with more of the Gillette Game Plan.